Hello, good evening, Forever Living Products Nigeria, and anybody that is watching from somewhere else. As usual, please confirm that you can hear me before we roll. One or two persons, please confirm that you can hear me. Those of you online, I need confirmation that you can hear me. Hello. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so good evening. My name is John Edache, your manager for Center Operations Forever Living Product Nigeria, as well as distributor support. This evening, straight away, we are going to be dealing with Eagle Manager qualification for 2025. We're dealing with one of the biggest forever incentives this evening. I promise you it's not going to be a very long session, but I appeal to you to pay attention because the Eagle Manager incentive is an incentive to pay attention to. But before we delve into it, I just want to take us back to last month and then I point out something. As part of Forever's effort to make incentive qualification during this period of global meltdown a lot easier, some reviews were made to the incentive policies. Last week, we dealt with global rally with the global rally incentive. Now, if you remember, I did say that now Forever has options just to make sure that everybody has a place to plug into for the global rally, where you can qualify with 500cc and then you will be given full live access, virtual access to the incentive. And if you appear there physically, you'll be given tickets for two to enter. Next to that is the 1000cc. The 1000cc category, before now, if you qualified for chairman's bonus, you are automatically qualified to attend the rally. You are automatically qualified to attend the global rally. Now, the review is that going forward, even after qualifying for the chairman's bonus, you are expected to accumulate a minimum of 1,000 case credits in addition to qualifying for the chairman's bonus. Unlike before that, if it's 700 managers, it's no managers, it's you are qualified to go. You are expected to accumulate, in addition to qualifying for the chairman bonus, a total of 1,000 case credit, and then you will be qualified to attend the global rally. I thought I should just point that out. Now back to Eagle Manager 2025. I want to start by saying that this month leaves us with exactly 7 months to the expiration of the qualification period for EMR 25. That's what makes it very critical for us to address it once again at this time, while we still have time, so that if there is anybody who has not plugged in properly into it, this is a good time to pay attention and then revitalize your business, re-strategize, reposition your business, and begin to pursue the next 7 months with a view to qualifying for EMR 2025. The Eagle Manager incentive is day after day is getting more and more prestigious. I say you should remember that the average monthly bonus check of an Eagle Manager is double that of the average managers. If you don't qualify for the Eagle Manager incentive for any other reason, I think this is more than enough reason. An Eagle Manager, let's say I am just a recognized manager. Another person is a recognized manager who qualifies as an Eagle. Our earnings are at two different levels altogether, even though we are managers. That alone is a more than enough reason to pursue the Eagle Manager qualification. I thought I should point that out, including the fact that over time, it's been recorded clearly that up to 35% of Eagle Manager qualifiers end up qualifying for the chairman's bonus incentive. Now, you are pursuing your Eagle Manager qualification naturally. We discovered that up to 35% of FFP distributors around the world who qualify for the Eagle Manager, up to 35% of them end up, in addition to just qualifying for the Eagle Manager, qualifying beautiful incentive called EMR. Now, what is the requirement for Eagle Manager qualification? Statutorily, Eagle Manager status is earned and renewed each year. It's not like recognized manager that once you become, you are forever a recognized manager. No, you need to qualify afresh every qualification year. A manager can qualify by meeting the following requirements during the qualification period, and the qualification period is May of 1 year to April of the next year. So it's 12 calendar months from May through April. And it's a manager incentive. The Eagle Manager is a manager incentive. So you begin the qualification process after qualifying as a recognized manager. To qualify for the Eagle Manager, you must be active every month. You must be leadership bonus qualified in our penultimate, maybe 2-3 trainings ago. When I was talking about case credit, I took a lot of time already to break down, when I was talking about case credit, to break down what leadership case credit is. So you can also do well to go to our YouTube page and listen to that if you have any problem understanding what leadership bonus or even the forces is about. So you have to be leadership bonus qualified, even if you have no downline managers. For the purpose of Eagle Manager, whether you have a downline manager or not, leadership bonus qualification is compulsory. Case credits generated during the months that you are not leadership bonus qualified will not count towards this incentive. Now, this looks like a good and a bad news. There are people who say, in April, when this thing started, something happened, I couldn't make my leadership, or maybe sometime in June, something happened, I couldn't do my leadership. Now, you are not completely out of the race. It's just that any case credit you did that month, none of it can count as part of your Eagle Manager qualification. You are expected between May through April to generate a minimum of 720 total case credits, including at least 100 new case credits. 720 is your total case credit, the total case credit you generate. And now the company says out of this 720 case credit, at least 100 of it should be new case credits. Now, what is new case credits? Yeah, even though I had explained it when I did those 2 series of trainings on case credit, let me take time to explain again that new case credit is the case credit that comes to you from a non-manager that you signed up directly under you less than 12 months ago. The moment you have a direct downline who is not a manager and who has not been under you for up to 12 months, whatever comes from that person counts as new case credit for you. That's what new case credit is about. The moment that person becomes at least the setup date for that person, and take note, what the system counts is not when the person started doing CC. We are aware that over time, there are some people who put in application and began to buy, made their first purchase like 5 months later. Now, it's not the 5 months later that the system counts, it's the date of setup that the system counts. Let me point that out clearly. Then you are expected to support local and regional meetings. Can I stop here to talk to managers that supporting FAP organized events is a policy matter, is part of the policy requirements for you as an FBO. Forever looks at every manager as a leader, a very serious stakeholder in the business. So when you are in a particular region and your centers are organizing product, business opportunity meetings, product trainings, and all of those things, and you are never there, you are risking missing your incentive qualification because it is part of the requirement to qualify for the incentive. What's more, the following requirement can be met during the qualification period of May through April, like I said, after qualifying as a recognized manager. In addition to all of the other ones that I have pointed above, the other things that you need to qualify for the Eagle Manager incentive is that as a manager, if you are a recognized manager, you are expected to personally sponsor and develop at least 2 new supervisor lines. Now, these 2 new supervisor lines must be people that you signed into the system from the day the Eagle Manager qualification period kick-started. That is, the ongoing one now that I say is remaining 7 months, for instance, started on the 1st of May, 2024. So to get these 2 direct supervisor downlines, you can only get it from people you signed up not later than 1st of May this year. Not later than 1st of May this year. Those are the people you can develop. Those are the preferred customers you can develop into supervisor, at least 2 of them in your direct downline as part of your requirement to qualify. Let me stop and also point out, okay, assuming that it was this month that I qualified as a recognized manager, is after this month that I can begin to pursue the Eagle Manager incentive after my case credit, either 120 or 150 that qualified me for manager. Is immediately after that that I can begin to pursue the Eagle Manager. But let's say in the course of becoming a manager this month, I signed up 1 preferred customer. That preferred customer I signed up this month that I closed my manager qualification, I can use the person as part of the 2 supervisors, so long as it is this month that I qualified as a manager. In addition to the requirements listed above, senior managers and above must also develop and maintain downline Eagle managers as outlined in the following schedule. So if you were just a recognized manager, all you needed was 2 supervisors, but from the level of senior managers, you now need Eagle downline to qualify. So just the same way you are pursuing all the other requirements, you must have downline or downlines, depending on your level from the senior manager downwards, who also qualify as Eagle. Each downline Eagle manager must be in a separate sponsorship line without regard to how many generations down. This requirement is based on the manager position qualified for at the beginning of the qualification period. Let me explain this. If by 1st of May 2024, you are a recognized manager, for Eagle Manager 2025, your mandatory requirement is to qualify as Eagle Manager. If by 1st of May, you were already a senior manager, you are expected to pursue senior eagle. If you were already a soaring manager, you are expected to pursue soaring eagle. So the level at which, meaning that if by 1st of May this year, you were a recognized manager, but let's say by December, you became a sapphire manager, it does not matter. Your beginning point was recognized manager. So that's what you will be head bound by to qualify. That's what this is talking about. And then if you are a manager who needs more than one eagle manager to qualify at your level, you cannot get 2 of those managers from the same line. Let's say you have 5 downlines. Either those 5 downlines directly under you, those are 5 lines. You cannot get, let's say somebody under your one of those direct downlines qualifies as eagle. Then 4 generations under that person, another person qualifies as eagle. That line can only count for 1 eagle for you. And it doesn't matter how far down, even if the person is your 10th generation, it still counts for you as part of that line. Now, from senior manager, I say you need, in addition to all the other requirements that I have pointed out, you need 1 downline eagle manager. Soaring manager, you need 3 downline eagle managers. Sapphire, you need 6. Diamond sapphire, you need 10. Diamond manager, you need to develop 15. Double diamond, you need to develop 25. Triple diamond, you need to develop 35. Diamond centurion, you need to develop 45. Gem managers, that is sapphire and higher. Those are the ones I have pointed out from the sapphire manager level and higher. May qualify as eagle at a lower level, but not lower than soaring. So you may be a double diamond manager. If you are unable to develop 25 downline eagle managers to become a double diamond eagle, you can at least do 6 or 3. In fact, you can at least do 3 downline eagles. Then you will be called a double diamond manager that is eagle qualified, not double diamond eagle. You will be a double diamond manager that is eagle qualified. Let's say you are a diamond manager and you do 3, which is the requirement for soaring. You will be called a diamond manager that is eagle qualified instead of being diamond eagle. So if a diamond manager has 3 downline eagle managers, then he or she qualifies and will be referred to as diamond manager who is eagle qualified. With regards to the new supervisor and downline eagle manager requirements, listen to the following clarifications. Responsored FBOs are included in the new supervisor and new case credit requirements. Who is a responsored person? The person is already on the system. Maybe the person signed up 15 years ago, but has not been active in the business for at least the last 12 months. And then you discuss with the person, for whatever discussion you have, you want to transfer the person under yourself. You want to become anybody under you during the qualification period. The implication of that person is the same with a new recruit under you. So you can use such a person to qualify for the 2 mandatory supervisors. You can use such a person also, the case credit from such a person for the new case credit requirement as well. Please, I need somebody to confirm that you can still hear me. There seems to be a sign of network glitch. Can you hear me, right? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to be sure nobody's taking off. All right. So that's it. New supervisors from all countries may be combined to count towards the new supervisor requirement. So you are in Nigeria. Nigeria is an operating country. Nigeria is your domestic country of business, but you developed a supervisor in UK. It can count as part of your supervisor requirements. A manager can combine downline Eagle managers from various countries for the purpose of achieving Eagle manager status. If a manager has sponsored the same FBO into multiple countries, he or she can count Eagle managers under that FBO in the various countries, but no downline Eagle manager can be counted more than once. So I have Jennifer as my downline manager in Nigeria. Jennifer has sponsored herself into the US and has developed business in US to the extent that she is able to raise an ego or become an ego by herself out there. She cannot be counted as ego in Nigeria and then be counted as ego in US under me. No. But if she has downline who she developed and the person become ego, say in Canada, no, let's say in Brazil, that Brazilian person can count for me. That Brazilian person can count, but not Jennifer herself. Then if an FBO achieves manager during the qualification period, I think I have said this in passing, any preferred customer he or she is sponsored during the final month of move up will count towards the new supervisor requirement for that qualification period's Eagle Manager program. I said that earlier already. And the Eagle Manager requirements are not prorated. Take note of that. Let's say in this month of October, you entered October as an assistant supervisor and did very aggressive business. So as we are going to end this October now, you will become a manager by having accumulated 120 case credit in just this October. Do not go and say, okay, out of the 720, I have done 120. No. It is the case credit after the 720 that we count for you as Igbo. It's not prorated. It's what you do during the remaining period after your qualification that we count. Then upon completion of all requirements to achieve Eagle Manager status, the FBO will be awarded an end trip to attend an Eagle Manager retreat. The qualifying FBO may select one location from the two determined by the company. This will include airfare for 2 and 3 nights lodging, an invitation to the exclusive Eagle Managers training, access to all events relating to the Eagle Managers training. This aspect of the requirement, I'm going to give all of you an assignment. Please make sure that between now and Wednesday, you either face-to-face speak with one of the persons that just returned from the boat cruise or put a call through to one of them. The question is, please share with me what Forever did for you for qualifying for this boat cruise. Let them tell you firsthand. That's what I'm trying to explain here. But I think you will get this better, this message better, when you speak to one of those persons that just returned from the boat cruise. They will break this, they will add flesh to this part of the requirement better for you than just letters. Okay. So all of the explanations I just did now are the statutory requirement for Eagle Manager. The number of managers that you need to develop depending on your level, the fact that there are 2 periods that you need to choose from for your travel and all of that. Now there is good news, very big good news, especially for those who are beyond the senior manager level. There's a lot of good news for everybody, and especially those who are from soaring and above. Soaring eagles and above can qualify for EMR. Can qualify for AMR with only 1 eagle downline. So you're a soaring manager and you are pursuing the Eagle qualification, you're soaring into Eagle and you're qualified, pursuing the Eagle manager qualification, so long as you are from the level of soaring and above. Forever says, let me go back to the number of managers you are supposed to. Now, from soaring manager, you are supposed to do 3, Sapphire 6, Diamond 10, 15, and so on. Forever says that if you develop only one Eagle downline, where this came from was after COVID in 2020. The company says there's a lot of global distress. What can Forever in its loving kindness do to give a soft landing to people who need to qualify? And then they came up with this kind of soft landing that for EMR 2025, if you are able to develop one Eagle downline, you will qualify for the Eagle manager from the soaring level upwards. Now, the only caveat is that this Eagle manager line in this above incentive, this good news that I just talked about, must be brand new, meaning it must be somebody who has never qualified as an Eagle. So instead of developing 3, developing 6, developing 10, developing 15, if you can develop one brand new Eagle manager under you, Forever says you can go for the EMR 2025. The important Eagle manager policy update again is that before now, this total case credit that we are talking about and the new case credit was supposed to be in your operating country. Nigeria, for instance, is an operating country. Forever is saying that going forward, you can accumulate your 720 from your businesses anywhere in the 165 countries around the world. You can add them together between May and April and qualify and satisfy that 720 CC requirement, as well as the new case credit. Particularly new case credit, it used to be very compulsory that it must come from your operating country. Now you can accumulate it from across the globe, wherever you are doing business. This is one time that nobody has any excuse to miss the Eagle manager qualification. This update, please take note, applies for now only to EMR 25. It applies to EMR 25. Now, all of the things that I have explained to you now are the things you require to qualify for the Eagle manager. There is the non-manager and the manager incentive ongoing, local incentive ongoing, but for a retreat, a very powerful retreat that is going to end this month. Today is 25th, meaning that ordinarily we have another 6 days to the end of that qualification. Is any of you pursuing that qualification? Congratulations, because the actual secret behind all of those small local qualifications is to propel you to qualify for this big one, like the Eagle manager. Anybody that is pursuing those incentives, there was one that finished sometime in the second quarter of the year. Now this one again is finishing in this October. If you've been following them very tenaciously, I can guarantee you, if you check back, you're already inching close to your Eagle manager qualification already. Those of you who have not closed up that incentive, it's a good time to use the next 1 week and shore it up. Shore it up and qualify. It's beyond just that qualification. In that retreat, you are going to be taught things that will give you leverage to pursue the remaining months of your Eagle manager and end it properly. Take all of this very serious. Take recruitment very serious. Take attending BOM and inviting people for BOM and all very seriously. And you can be rest assured that all of especially the fact that Forever has decided to make this EMR 2025 very soft for everybody, there's no reason why the vast majority of you won't be among those that will qualify for it. Because What is in the offing for EFR, like EMR 2025? This is where Forever is taking qualifiers. Phuket. Yes. So 26th to 30th September 2025, Forever is taking everybody that we dare to qualify for the EMR to Phuket in Thailand. Another out-of-the-world location for an out-of-the-world experience. I enjoin every one of you to take your time. Unlike before, where they have 2 locations for people to choose from for the year, 2025 is just going to be 1 location. You can't afford to miss this. Thank you very much for your time and attention. That's the requirement for EMR 2025. Thank you. I assured you from the beginning that it was going to be a very brisk and straight to the point session. If you have questions, please, let's speak to your questions. Amy, thank you. Please, do we have questions? Any go online that has a question? Ask your questions now. And if you do not have questions, then I'll let Kelechi take it from here. If you do not have questions. If you have questions, please let us know. All right. Does look like it was very clear enough for us. Thank you so much for your time and attention as usual. It's always my pleasure. Do have a good evening and God bless you.